I'm going to open up the tables. Any questions? A lot of reporters here. Any questions for any of the fighters on these tables, guys? Please.
I've got a question for Mark. What's next after this fight for you, Mark?
Hang on, Mark. Oh, sorry. Just to bring the attention, Mark Harlan 12 weeks ago was a reporter. He is now stepping into the cage against Jason Barrett. Jason? Is he?
Jason's 2 minutes away.
Jason's job done. Already. Right. Right, Mark.
Smack talk made him not cut to.
Oi, Jason, don't lose your bottle. Come on. Right, after this, I don't know, I've fallen in love with MMA, and hopefully this won't be my only time in the cage, and I should dispose of Jason quite quickly as well and get back into training. So
Next question's for Jason, though, who's turned up. How seriously have you taken your training for this fight?
I've not trained.
Exactly, you just saying that,
No. Just running from the car. Quite seriously, I've not trained. I've been running, just running.
Is that not disrespectful towards Mark, though?
No, not at all. I mean, I think what Mark's doing is very brave, and I think as far as an experiment goes, I think it's a good one to see 12 weeks of training. But I think, you know, if I have no doubts whatsoever that I'll dispose of Mark pretty quickly. I think he's very brave, and I take my hats off to him for even getting in there. I mean, originally I remember him saying when I interviewed him that he wanted to fight Jack Mason. I'm an inactive fighter, and I believe as an inactive fighter that I could come in there and destroy him. And if he'd got in there, I mean, he should really thank me, because if he'd got in there with Jack, I think he'd killed him.
Okay, Jason.
Actually, that was my advice not to do Jack, but there you go.
Again, Jason, having said that, if you lose, and you lose face, what are you going to do? What's next?
There ain't any next, is there? It's over. Back to presenting. To be honest, because if Mark comes in there and beats me, you know, then obviously I'm not. I mean, we all know. Like, this is like a bit of a hobby for me. I have a bit of a laugh. I enjoy it. You know, I've been in love with MMA since 1996, since the first time I ever saw UFC. And I think, you know, I thank Cage Rage and UCMMA for giving me the opportunity to sort of live my dream. You know what I mean? To get in there and to have a go. And I'm thinking now I'm getting on a bit. You know, I'm getting a bit older, and I would like to actually, you know, do something in the sport. So I'm thinking this would be a nice thing to get back in the cage, get a bit warmed up. You know, get the old heart rate going again, and then actually start seriously training properly, really committing to training, which I've probably done once in my whole life. I went away to Thailand when I was going to fight Bad Boy Bailey, came back, went and trained with the Trojan guys, and really took, because I wanted to absolutely rip that dreadlock bumper ass's head off. So you know, I actually took that seriously. But outside of that, I've never honestly committed to properly training, and you know, so yeah, this would be nice, and I'd like to do something after this. But obviously, if he beats me, which I can't ever see happening, but if it did happen, then
Emigration.
yeah, basically, yeah, basically.
I'll just divert that back over to Mark. Sorry, guys.
That's all right. I could do the walk.
Mark, win or lose, what are you going to have to say about this whole experience?
I've absolutely loved it. I tell you what, MMA has changed my life for the better. I'm healthier, I'm fitter, I'm more confident. But I do have to say, already it sounds like there's a lot of excuses coming from Jason down there, right? I haven't trained, I haven't done this. Do you know what, right? It doesn't matter. When the cage door shuts, there's us two in there, right? And if you haven't trained, that's your fault. And when I whoop you, then everyone's going to laugh.
I have one more question for Mark, then we'll move on to the rest of the guys.
The real fighters.
Everyone gets their respect when they step in the cage. You of all people should know that. How have your feelings towards MMA, or do you have any feelings prior to MMA? And if so, how have they changed?
Do you know what, before I started this, I wasn't a massive sport fan. I was more of the kind of geezer that would hit the pub and get drunk. I had a pool table in my front room, so that's as far as I went for playing sports, right? But now I love it. Now I get up, I train, and I train hard. The other thing, I want to say something about this. A lot of people have been talking about nerves, right? Have I got them, have I not? Do you know what, I feel good, I feel calm. How can I explain it is, I spent 12 weeks preparing to get into that cage, and I'm lucky enough that I'm going to walk down there and have the honour of fighting. And everything I'm doing is building me up to that, and I cannot wait. in a day and a half, I'm going to be up there on the pro circuit fighting for my fucking heart, and it is going to be amazing. Thanks, Dave.
Not really a tear, but I do know that the guy does mean it 100%. You know, he's met Nick Chapman, he's trained with Alex Reed, he's trained with Turner, Mercer. He's hunted out all the best guys. We've took him around the gyms with Jimmy Manower, Ben Smith. He's had a little run with everybody, and he's got his ass kicked around every gym I know. But that just makes you stronger. It's as simple as that. It does make you stronger. So he has given it 100%. What I would say, it's the same thing as anything. It's like me getting any one of these welterweights here and going, right, in 12 weeks and put you in St George Pierre. Is it going to happen? So that's my reality of the whole situation. But I had to take my hats off to Mark. A lot of people talk about doing it. I've had so many celebrities, so many other magazines saying they're going to do it. Mark's actually stepped in and he's doing it. So give him a round of applause. Well done. Yes, sir.
I'll do it straight away.
Sorry, sir. What's your sorry? Hang on. It's not a betting shop here, but thank you very much anyway. But
I will bet £5 on the fight on top of this purse. I'm happy to do that. I'll bring the money within 2 hours. Ask
sorry, what's your name, sir? No. So no.
So now it's up to Ben to say yes or no. Yeah, I like the purse. No. Okay.
You're happy. Forget about the purse. It's the fight. If you both want to do £5 grand, see my wife. We'll take the commission off. It ain't a problem. We'll sort that right out, people. Ladbrokes O'Donnell's or us. We're right there. It makes it a little bit more interesting, doesn't it? Because everybody's been worried about the Amacran and the Smith fight. Bringing these two guys on. Anybody want to ask any questions of these two guys, along with any of the others? Yes. No. Stop it. Hang on, young lady. Hang on.
No, I'm not a betting man, but I want to hurt Ben by every way possible. So if I can hurt him also in the pocket, I'm gonna be a happier man. That's why I take that bet.
Yes, young lady.
Yeah, I'm a fan again. I just wanted to ask, because you're a very successful man in your own right through your clubs, you're a millionaire, you're not here for the success or for the money in itself, but what motivates you? What makes you want to fight?
Something told me to fight, I'm trying. So as I said, if I cannot dispose of Ben Smith, I have nothing to do in the fighting world, so I will retire. My goal is to go to the top. Yeah. So if I beat Ben, it will be an honor to fight Neil the Goliath Grove next year, because I respect him as a fighter and I think he's the best in UCMMA. That's the plan. Tomorrow we get the answer.
Thank you very much. Oh, hang on, Mr. Smith. I'd just like to add, because I do like to add these things, I get a phone call from Ben. Haven't you heard? What, Ben? I've had a motorbike accident. He's hit a car, gone over the bonnet of the car, landed, and his foot's all bruised, knees all bruised. And of course my first words, are you fighting? And he went, I'd fight with one leg. Good man. Give him a round of applause. He did have a motorbike accident this week.
Yeah, there's no doctor's notes here. I bet Brock is quaking in his boots right now. I bet Brock is quaking in his boots right now.
I'm on the world tour. After I lost against Ben, I went to my doctor. I told him to give me a letter. I took my beer with me. I done a world tour, so everybody can see I lost because I was injured.
But we know that.
Yeah, of course. That's all I have to do in my life, nothing else. Let me tell you, Ben know about it 5 weeks before the fight, because a guy called Jar was every day watching me train. And after my fight, he moved to Team Titan. He saw me train 5 weeks with one hand. And he told Ben know I have done no sparring for that fight, that's why he was confident. Tomorrow, it's reality check for Ben. If he cannot beat me coming out of 2 surgeries in a year, it means he's not that good of a fighter. And tomorrow, Ben will go back to the place where he belongs.
Hang on, I'm coming over you, Ben. Just give me your arm, John. Turn around there, just to see his scar. Just take a picture of the scar.
In September, and then I got a foot surgery the last days of May.
How did you manage to grab the fence with it last time so much?
Before the fight, Before the fight, I got a doctor from Pure Sport Medicine. They look after the British rugby team. He was with me behind the scene, and he has given me an anesthetic so I can fight. Okay? I'm not here to make excuses. At the end of the day, he's writing, Ben Smith beat me by triangle. What counts is the result. I was injured or not, nobody cares. What counts is only the result. And tomorrow, the only thing which counts is the result. And in my heart, I do not believe that Ben can do anything to me tomorrow. I just know 9 weeks training with no injury. It's been a nightmare to get fit because I'm not a professional fighter. I wish to become, but now I'm fit to do 3 rounds. He cannot keep me on my back. He's gonna run into my knee or my bracket. The fight will be over. Thank you.
Thank you. Hang on, Ben.
You mistake confidence for ability, and that's what makes you weak.
Okay.
Right? If this was a competition on ego and talk, you'd win hands down. But it ain't. It's a competition based on skills, and you ain't got none.
I think I don't have time to talk anymore. God willing, when I beat Ben with Neil Grove, it's just going to be a fight, and there will be no grunge talk because I'm not into that. I have better things to do with my life. Ben have said. No, Ben. You started it. You started everything on that one. You call me. I call you a Muppet, Ben, because you have calling me every other word. You in Ben's interview have been the most disrespectful interview I ever heard. I'm gonna say what say Ben word by word. Ben said, "Jan, the rematch is finally there. Don't try to be what you're not. Last time we fought, you've been found out.
Correct.
And the next fight you're going to be undone again. Correct. No fight have been personal, but this one is personal. My friend Ben, you and me, we don't belong in the same place. We can have nothing personal. And what did you find out last fight? What did you find out?
What I found out was that when it's put on you, when you're on your own with no backup and the cage door shuts, you melted.
Ben, let me tell you one thing. You fought one guy who done 3 weeks training with 2 hands and 5 with no hand. And you have problem taking me down. Imagine I just done 9 weeks, Ben, non-stop. And the last 5 weeks it was twice a day. Imagine what's going to happen to you tomorrow, my friend. You have no idea. Last time we fought, Ben said, I don't know where I'm going. He was right. I didn't know because I done no ground. This time I know where I'm going. Nobody in the gym have kept me on my back. Nobody. Carlos Vermola, James Thompson, no one have kept me on my back. And I got a very good time partner. Carlos Vermola has been very helpful, have told me how to fight, and giving me a lot of good advice. And nobody can actually really take me down also. So, no talk. All I'm going to do now, I have enough. I'll do my talking in the cage tomorrow, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I think, look, you two could just leave it for 1 second. What the hell was your poor other fighters waiting at that? One more question, go on.
One more question and I'm done. All this talk about like 2-3 months training. 5 years ago, you was meant to fight Tank Abbott.
4 years ago.
Or 4 years ago.
Yeah.
Hold on, let me speak, right? Okay. Now at that time, you was obviously training to get ready for the fight, and you said at that time you'd only had a little bit of training. That was 4 years ago. So, right, but what I'm saying is, these accumulative 4 or 5 weeks or months of training all add up over the years, you know. So you're not just a guy that's been training for a couple of months. You've had a lot of training over the years. In the books, Britain's Hardest Men, you're listed, and you actually say that you could have been a professional boxer when you were 16. So you know, that's a lot of training you've done, you know. I'm just saying I'm just going by what you said. That's all.
I have the answer to that. Please. Okay. 06, something come in my head and I decide to fight. Yeah, I wanted to fight Tank Abbott. I start training. 4 weeks later, I got an injury, what's called the Gilmore groin, and I have a scar. Yeah, another one. So 4 weeks after, I was in an hospital bed. So I stopped it, and then the anger was gone. The anger came back in 09, and I decided to fight again. I done one fight 10 years ago. I was a bouncer, a very wild kid, just moved in England. And a guy called Andy Jardine was looking for fighters. You know, I put my hand up, I done no sparring, 2 or 3 classes, and I took the fight. I was lucky I won that fight. By luck. I didn't even know who I was fighting. That's what I done. Then I did 4 weeks training, yes, in 06, but no sparring. You can train as much as you want, you need sparring. For my last fight with Ben, I done nearly no sparring, 2 or 3 I got injured. This time, I was sparring every day for the last 6 weeks.